Welcome back to the Burning Empowerment of Your Soul blog series, where this week we'll embark on another mission. If God is for us, then who can be against us? This is the anthem of resilience, the battle cry that rises from the pages of Romans 8:31. You might have been knocked down, but this is not the end of the story for you. This is the very moment when your spirit cries out, I can, I will, and I must. This is not just a statement. It's a declaration of war against doubt, fear, and the barriers of life that throws in your way. Welcome to the Burning Empowerment of Your Soul blog series. If you're new here, and if you want to know what you're joining a movement designed to ignite the deepest parts of your being. This series will challenge you to think differently, to push harder, and to reach higher than you ever thought possible. Today, you'll learn how to be unshakable in adversity, echoing the unbreakable chant, I can, I will, and I must. This power of belief. Every journey begins with belief. Denzel Washington once said, without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. This truth reflects a fundamental element of human endurance. We all face moments where quitting seems the easiest option, but the only thing that separates those who succeed from those who don't is the belief in the capacity to rise above the storm. When life tells you you can't, it's your responsibility to look yourself in the mirror and respond, I can, I will, and I must. This is not just motivation, this is survival. Respond with, I can, and I will, I must. This is not just a motivation, but this is survival. I can means that despite your limitations, despite your doubts, you possess the potential to achieve greatness. I will signifies your commitment that no matter how long the road or how hard it may be, your journey, you're going to walk through it. I must is your final oath. It's no longer an option, it's a necessity, a demand on yourself to see it through to the end. Let me share a story that has the power to shift your mindset forever. The unspeakable story in 2012, a 15-year-old girl named Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head by the Taliban. Why? Because she was advocating for the rights of young girls to receive an education in Pakistan. Most people would have just let us in life take them out. They would let it in, but not Malala. Even after suffering a near fatal injury, she woke up stronger, louder, and more determined. Instead of silencing her, the bullet amplified her voice. Malala didn't just say, I can. She didn't merely whisper, I will. She stood up with a stage and roared, I must. Her survival became a symbol of her unstoppable spirit. The world watched as this little girl, who should have been broken, became an international icon for change. She reminded us that the power of belief is greater than the fear of death. That the power in one of her speeches, she said, I tell my story not because it's unique, but because it's a story of many girls. What separates Malala is not just her courage, but her unyielding belief that she must keep fighting for those who can. The voiceless. The world tried to break her, but if God before us, then who can be against us? Her chant echoes loud, I can, I will, and I must. Fear, it's the one thing that paralyzes most of us. It whispers in our ear that you're not good enough, that you failed before, that others will surpass you. But what would happen if instead of shrinking under fear's weight, you stood tall and shouted back, I can, I will, and I must. Fear thrives on inaction. It waits for you to hesitate, to second guess yourself. But fear doesn't realize that it's powerless against faith. Romans 8:31 assures us that if God is on our side, nothing can truly stand against us. Denzel Washington once said, you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. In other words, when you ask for success, expect the challenges that come with it. But remember, those challenges are not meant to break you, but they are meant to build you. The mud is the setbacks and the failure. These are what shapes our character. Every time life throws you a curveball, respond with the chant, I can, I will, and I must. Yeah, the success doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a refining journey that turns coal into diamonds. Just like gold is tested through the fire, your faith will be tested through adversity, but you can't break with what's unbreakable. Here's where most people fail. They think that obstacles mean that they should quit, but adversity is the proof that you're on the right path. The enemy doesn't fight those who aren't a threat. So when life seems harder, it's not because you're doing something wrong, but it's because you're leveling up. Remember the story of Job. He lost everything, his health, wealth, and family, but never his faith. His life is a powerful testament to the chant, I can, I will, and I must. Even when his world fell apart, he stood firmly in the end, and he was blessed more than he was even before it. You may not see the finish line, but I promise you that there is. So keep on chanting, keep on pushing, keep on believing. You're not just in this to survive, you're in this to thrive. Right now, there are mountains standing in your way. It could be financial stress. It could be a toxic relationship, self-doubt, or even health issues. But this mountain is no match for someone who says, I can, I will, and I must. Mountains only bow to those that refuse to be moved by fear. I can, I will, I must. Mountains only step back. See, because think of David facing Goliath. The entire army was too scared to challenge the giant, but not David. Why? Because he had unshakable faith. He had the unshakable belief that God was with him. Goliath thinking, I'll try. He stepped onto the battlefield declaring, David stepped onto the battlefield declaring, I can, I will, and I must. And in one single moment, the impossible became the possible. What's your Goliath? Is the fear of failure? Is it the weight of expectation from others? Whatever it is, you're stronger. You're bigger than the giant that's before you. You are more powerful than any obstacle that can stand in your way. So you can, you will, and you must. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. That's the tipping point. It's in those darkest moments, the darkest hours of your life, of the storm, rages the hardest. It's the signal that dawn is coming. This is when your chant becomes more than words. It becomes more than an anthem. It becomes survival. As the storm beats down on you, stand firm and say, I can, I will, and I must. When everything feels like a falling apart, in your head, you can declare, I can, I will, and I must. When you're exhausted and the road ahead seems endless, find the fire inside you and scream, I can, I will, and I must. When you're exhausted and it seems like the road is totally endless, I can, I will, and I must. The victory isn't a matter of chance. It's a matter of commitment. Can you overcome the obstacles ahead of you? Yes, you can. Will you keep on pushing when others fall away? Yes, you will. Must you rise despite the odds and claim destiny? Yes, you must. You can't. be broken. You are a force that is unstoppable. By now, you should feel the power of the chant coursing through your veins. It's no longer just a motivational phrase. It's a promise to yourself, to the future, to everything that you stand for. I can, I will, and I must is the anthem of unbreakable people. It's the sound of chains shattering all around you. It's the sound of mountains falling by the wayside. As Romans 8:31 tells us, if God is for us, then who can be against us? No one, nothing. Not life's challenges, not your past mistakes, not the opinions of others. You are destined for greatness and you can't be broken. So go out today and face whatever lies ahead of you. With every step, with every breath, say it again. I can, I will, and I must. You are a force to be reckoned with. So take care, my friends. Take care, my family. See you again next week, Monday at 12. God bless.